My name is Eleanor Pulanayagam, and I'm a statistician at the Hospital for Sick Children in Toronto. In this video, I'll talk about bias in longitudinal studies, where data comes from patient charts. There are many potential sources of bias, but I'm going to focus on the bias that comes from the timing of visits being related to how well a patient is. To help us understand the concepts, I'd like to introduce you to Max. Max is 6 years old, and he likes sharks and video games. He also lives with a chronic disease. We're going to take a quick walkthrough of a typical 60 days of Max's life. For the most part, Max is able to do the things a normal child does. He plays with his friends, he goes to school. He does need to attend a yearly follow-up visit with his doctor, but then is back to his usual activities, including a school field trip to the aquarium. However, he does get occasional flares of his disease, and when this happens, he goes to see his doctor, who makes adjustments to his medication. However, he is still not feeling well and either has to stay home from school or is at school but unable to participate as usual. He sees his doctor again, who makes further adjustments to his treatment. He struggles for a few more days, but soon feels better again, and by his next follow-up visit is doing fine. For the remainder of the 60 days, he is back to his usual self and thoroughly enjoys his 7th birthday party. So to summarize, of the 60 days we looked at, Max was well for 48 of them and unwell for 12 of them. That is, he was unwell 20% of the time. However, if you were to rely solely on his chart, you would have a total of 4 visits. 2 visits where he was well and 2 where he was unwell. So a chart review would tell you that he was unwell half the time. Relying on his chart overestimates the burden of his disease because he visits his doctor more often when he's unwell. So what can you do? There are 2 main approaches to analysis that can help to address this bias. In the first option, since you know Max visits less often when he's well, you give well visits more weight in the analysis, represented here by the area that each picture occupies. Alternatively, the analysis can acknowledge that the visit frequency is itself informative about Max's health. So instead of analysing just the outcomes at each visit, you also include the visit frequency in the analysis. There's further information on how to do this in the resources listed here. These include an overview of the statistical methods, software for implementing them, and worked examples.